How many of you have seen the movie The Notebook? Okay. If you haven't, it's about an old man who reads a story to a fellow resident inside of a nursing home. It is a beautiful story of love and a blossoming romance. But this woman has a severe case of Alzheimer's disease, and it is only getting worse by the day. The story being told by this man is actually their story. It's their story about how they met, fell in love, trials and tribulations that they have overcome. And somehow, at the end of each story, this woman suddenly remembers and displays her love and affection to the man once again. It's beautiful to watch. And the man never knows just how long this lapse in memory will last. It could be a few minutes, an hour, one day. But then suddenly, she slips back into that disease, and he reads the story to her once again. This is not real life. Alzheimer's disease is not a movie, and it is not a fairy tale. It is a living nightmare, a plague if you will, and it is only getting worse by the day. This disease is stealing lives left and right of the ones that we love. And unless you and I don't start stepping up to the plate, demanding more research and clinical testing to be done, this disease will only continue stealing the minds and the lives of the ones we love. We need to work and fight with the Alzheimer's Association to produce a cure for this monster of a disease. Many people have the misconception of what exactly dementia and Alzheimer's disease actually are. Tonight, I would like to discuss the differences between each of them, the impact Alzheimer's disease has in this country, and the extreme importance of teaming up with the Alzheimer's Association in the fight to find the cure. So there is a difference between dementia and Alzheimer's. According to the Alzheimer's Association, dementia is the general term for a decline in mental health that is severe enough to interfere with daily life. This can include driving a car, preparing a simple meal, paying one's bills, showering, having a telephone conversation. These are all simple tasks that you and I probably take for granted. Alzheimer's disease is the most common form of dementia. More than 5 million people are living in the United States with Alzheimer's disease. I want you to think about that for a moment. 5 million people. That is the current population of Detroit, Michigan. That is a huge number. Every 67 seconds, a person in the United States develops Alzheimer's disease. That's not much time. That's probably the amount of time that it takes you to pull your cell phone out of your pocket or dig in your purse for your phone and dial a phone number. It is the 6th leading cause of death in the United States. And more than 500,000 people in this country die each year of this disease. If we can somehow find this cure and eliminate this disease, 500,000 lives would be saved annually. There are 7 stages of Alzheimer's disease, and with each stage, your loved one will slip further and further away from you. It's hard to watch anyone around you deteriorate, but even that much harder when it is someone close to you. I want you to sit back in your chair and imagine a spouse, a parent, grandparent, or best friend. Now imagine that person not knowing who you are any longer. My grandmother was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease in 2002. Even though she had the diagnosis, our family was in denial. Sure, she was getting forgetful, but we thought it was just a part of the normal aging process. It was just her getting older. But within a couple of years of being diagnosed, our denial went away. because she wasn't my grandmother any longer. The disease had overcome her. I felt helpless. She would look at me with a blank stare, and I could tell that she had no clue who I was any longer, her own granddaughter. There's no cure right now for Alzheimer's, only medications to prolong the inevitable. And one of the hardest moments you will ever have to go through is watching that special someone lose who they are to this disease. This is where the Alzheimer's Association comes into play. They are not only dedicated to finding the cure to end this disease for good, but they are there to guide and to support those who are affected by Alzheimer's disease. The Alzheimer's Association is the largest nonprofit funding resource for Alzheimer's research. Since 1982, they have awarded hundreds of millions of dollars to Alzheimer's research. They offer educational programs to increase awareness and knowledge about the disease. And they offer support groups for friends and family members. Alzheimer's disease does not just affect the patient, it affects everyone involved. This disease, it's not going anywhere, and a cure is not going to magically appear out of thin air. This amazing organization provides support and guidance to those in need, and it is up to us to work alongside the Alzheimer's Association to find that cure that this country so desperately needs. Chances are that you know someone who has been diagnosed with this disease and have seen firsthand the effects it can have on one's life. The brain is an extraordinary organ, and we must do all that we can to protect the memory that lies within it. With our help and support, the Alzheimer's Association can continue doing life-changing research. Although there is no cure yet, every bit of research moves us into the right direction. We can get closer to a cure with your help, so donate now.